A very good morning, welcome. It's Jeff Lawton on a new week, Sunday the 3rd of March, and quite a successful last week if you followed all the bets. And as we move into what could be the last week, I'm not sure yet. I'm certainly going to go up to Friday, and then I'm going to take a break. If you do subscribe, by the way, I'm not an expert on these things, but if you do subscribe, it does actually send you a message if I then post again. So if you're not going to come over to the private service, excuse me, if you're not going to come over to the private service, then at least subscribe so that when I do come back, you will know about it. If you want to subscribe, just drop me a line below, jefflaughtonmanagement@gmail.com, and I'll explain all about that. I just wanted to touch on a thing that one of the things I hate about racing is bookmakers. I hate them with a passion. I think they're vermin. They want everything their own way, and I'll give you a couple of examples in a minute. But don't get sucked in by these adverts. I was watching a Betfred advert yesterday, and I picked 3 lines out. These muppets who are on, who don't have a clue. These are 3 lines I picked out. I have zero strategy behind who I choose. I back the outsiders. To be honest, I picked my favourite name. Now, please, do not be sucked into that. The next thing you'll be doing is betting on cartoon racing. Same as these bet builders. What on earth is that all about? How many corners are there going to be? How many times they're going to hit the crossbar? First person to be booked. Does the Frenchman eat a baguette at half time? It's just utter madness. Steer as far away from them as you could ever do. You want to be back in singles. Singles only. I'll occasionally do a Trixie if I'm really, really keen on 3. But singles only. They do not want you to do that. And that's why you'll win. And that's why we'll beat them long term. No mistake. I'll just touch on something else, and I hope you go through this. I suspect a lot of you don't, and that is all the accounts I've ever had have been closed a long time ago. So I use different people to open accounts for me, which is great. They don't last long, but we go through them and make money from them. But I had an account close with one bookmaker after 3 losing bets. Didn't back a winner, I had 3 bets with them, 3 losing bets, account closed. When I asked why, they said, because you've beaten the price every time. Come on, these are bookmakers supposedly, but anyway. And I've used hundreds of people to open accounts over the years, all being shut, but there's one that I just want to mention to you. Last year I opened an account with a nameless bookmaker. Let's not use any names, but let's call them, for the purpose of this thing, let's call them Thinbet. Put in £1,200, got the account up to 8,200 in 2 weeks, went to draw the money out. They refunded the £1,200 and then said, even though the bets had run 2 weeks previously, they then said they'd voided all the bets. So they kept £7,000. Now what I found was really, well, I've no words for bookmakers, but I had 3 other accounts with them, let's put it that way. And they were all losing accounts, but they didn't link those accounts to mine, and they kept that money. So just be careful when you're with these bookmakers, because they are vermin. Let's get on to today. Enough preaching. It's Sunday, so I've done a bit of preaching. Let's go to Doncaster, 425. Ismail. Now they paid 130 grand for him after winning his only Irish point-to-point over 3 miles on soft ground, where he recorded a huge figure. So they must have been underwhelmed by his first 4 runs over here, where he was beaten a total of 230 lengths. Now he showed the first signs of his true ability on Boxing Day at Market Raisin, where he made a lot of the running, but he continually jumped left-handed, giving away ground before rallying late on behind Major Fortune, who has won 3 races since. They then ran him on a left-hander track at Doncaster, and he won with lots of authority in heavy ground. The way he jumped that day the way he jumped the last that day suggested he had lots in hand, and the step up to 3 mile I don't think will be a problem. Now, they put him up £8 for that, but he's still off only a mark of 96 for a horse who recorded such a high figure in the Irish point-to-point field. We know he'll handle the ground and the trip, and he should be winning this. 5 o'clock at Doncaster. These races have cut up badly, by the way, so a lot of these prices are going to be quite short today. Mr. Meggitt in the 5 o'clock. Quite well back when he went to Carlisle on debut in November, and he couldn't have been more impressive on the way he shot clear. Now, he has to give this decimated field £7, but there would have to be something special, I think, in this field to beat him. He looked really smart at Carlisle. 2:30 at Huntingdon, Willful. Now, he cost 105 grand, and he looked a backward sort on debut, but then ran on his second run. That seemed to really wake him up, and he made all on that run at Catterick. He returned there under a penalty, and it was no disgrace to go down by half a length to a nice horse of Jamie Snowden's. Now, he looks a proper jumping type, and we know he handles the ground. The others don't set a high standard for the ones who've actually already run over hurdles, and if he jumps adequately, he ought to be winning this. Now, I've had a double those two short ones, but my main bet would be Ismail. Now, I'm going to go back to say what I said. At 8:30, I put these bets out. Ismail was 2-1. I think he's as low as 11-8 now. So if you want to get the early prices from me, if you want to get the bets early at 8:30, then drop me a line, Jeff Lawton Management. It is below, jefflaughtonmanagement@gmail.com, and I'll tell you how you can go about that. And the other thing, as I say, because I am finishing on Friday for at least a week, maybe longer, if you do subscribe and you don't want to join the private service, then it should notify you as and when I put a next message up. All right, thanks very much. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.